Hey everyone, welcome back to Watch It Played. My name is Rodney Smith, and this is
Pet McDonald, and we're here to play Hero Realms.
Special Hero Realms. Special because we're going to use the hero packs that don't actually come with a base game. These are something you pick up separately, but they replace the starting deck that you would normally use. And these allow you to play as different types of characters.
Which character did you pick?
I chose the fighter.
I am the wizard, Demetrius.
Okay, Demetrius. Well, this is kind of a classic battle then between the fighter and the wizard.
You know who normally wins that battle?
I want to say the fighter, but I know the real answer.
Oh?
It's you. It's whoever Pep's playing as. That's who normally wins in our matchups.
The wizard it is.
We'll see if maybe the fighter can have a shot at winning. Oh, you know what? There's something else I have to mention. Each of these character packs come with a couple of starting cards. These are ones that stay in play throughout the game. They have kind of special benefits on them.
Well, let's head to the table and take a look then.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
Perfect.
Let's do that. The first thing you'll notice about my fighter is it has 60 health, and we're going to track that with these tokens that I had, and I thought would be pretty visual and easy for you guys to see when you're watching as we play. The game, of course, comes with its own health trackers that you can use instead. These are the two cards I'll have face up in front of me during gameplay, and this one I can sacrifice to do 8 damage.
That's a lot of damage.
That could be a killing blow right there.
Or even a crushing blow.
Yes, Pep, even a crushing blow. There's also a shoulder bash here, and for this one I have to expend it, but also spend 2 gold if I want to use it, and then it will create an additional 2 combat points for me. In my deck, along with the standard gold and ruby, I also have some other items, including this shield, which is a guard, as well as a long sword doing 3 damage, and a throwing axe, which does 2 damage, and if it's part of at least 7 points of damage created that turn, I also get to draw an additional card. Well, Pep, let's take a look at your wizard.
So Demetrius comes out swinging with just the regular amount of life, 50.
So I have a slight advantage on you there.
That you do, but I'll make up for it with my special abilities, such as Channel, which allows me to spend 2 gold and exhaust this card in order to draw a card. However, I also lose a life.
Right, this is actually a -1, not just a 1.
Unfortunately. If only I gained life too, that'd be great.
That'd be too much.
A little bit. And then my favorite card, the Fireball. Do you remember that card?
I do. Don't bring up older matches. Let's pretend those didn't happen. Let's just continue on.
The Fireball deals 4 damage to every champion in my opponent's side of the field, plus to the hero themselves.
And then it's discarded. Thankfully, it's gone.
It is. And the important part is that guards don't block the damage, and the damage is separate from the other damage I'm going to be dealing during the turn.
Right.
Now, unlike the fighter, my starting deck doesn't just come with buying power, I also have these ignites that do 2 damage each. And I have a champion, the Cat Familiar.
Doesn't sound like much of a champion, but okay. Oh dear, you should see the look I'm getting from Pep right now. Daggers, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to insult your little cat, your little precious kitty.
He's perfect, okay?
He's perfect, all right.
He's great because I can exhaust him.
Technically expend him. Technically expend.
Because I can technically expend him.
There you go.
In order to gain 1 of anything. And what that means is I can do 1 damage, 1 buying power, gold, or I can gain a health.
Right, you pick one of them. Got it. You also have some spell components there.
Yes, it makes it 1 cheaper for me to purchase an action as long as I've played spell components that round. And speaking of actions, I also have this Fire Staff that just does 1 damage, but if I've played 2 or more actions on this turn, I also draw a card, which is awesome because my ignites are also actions. So I'm just firing damage off left, right, and center.
We determined this randomly, and I'm the first player, so we'll begin, and I have 3 cards in hand.
And I've drawn up to 5.
This is going to be a very quick turn. I have 2 gold to play, and my shield bearer has arrived with me, so now I have a guard worth 3. Unfortunately, with the 2 gold, there's nothing here that I can afford to buy in the main marketplace. So I'll pick up one of these fire gems, which costs 2, and all of these will go to my discard pile.
All right, well, that shield looks pretty flammable, so I'm going to double ignite it.
Oh dear, is that 4 points of damage?
4 points.
Okay.
So 1 will bleed over into your hero.
Okay, so this has gone to my discard pile. My poor shield bearer is already stunned, regrets ever coming to this place. I'm gonna lose 1 of my health, so I'll return 4 here.
And if that wasn't perfect enough, I have my own familiar come into play now.
Oh, the stupid cat.
And I'm gonna use him to gain a life. Perhaps that life I just stole from you?
Yeah, maybe so.
So I also have a gold, as well as my spell components. Now this lets me, again, buy an action for 1 cheaper. And there is an action out there for 3 that I can now afford. The Death Threat here does 1 damage, lets me draw a card, even has a little bit of a special ability later on.
And we'll replace the market with a new card.
Wolf Form.
And at the end of Pep's turn, this will be prepared again. Well, my turn is going to be very simple because I have a lot of gold in my hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, I think I see what you're buying.
Yeah, what you don't realize about my fighter is that she can turn into a wolf. So this is going to give me wolf form, which when I play it, does 8 damage, and target opponent also discards a card. But that's not all. I also have a little bit of combat to do here as well.
And remember, my cat isn't a guard, so you have the option of whether or not you want to stun it.
I will choose to stun that little fur ball, meaning only 1 damage goes through to Pep. The rest I'll send to my personal discard pile, and I will replace the market for Pep's turn. Ooh, we've got a Death Cultist.
Well, I've got another 1 damage coming your way from my fire staff.
All right, well, I'll remove that now.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I don't have any actions in my hand to trigger the fire staff. I just have 4 gold to spend. I'm going to use 2 of that gold for this Death Cultist. He's a guard, and he can expend for some damage. Looks good to me. And I have 2 money left, so let's see if anything interesting comes off the top.
Well, that's going to cost 3, so you can't do that, but there is the fire gem.
There is the fire gem.
And that will end Pep's turn. At the end of my last turn, I need to draw back up to 5 cards, and I only had 2 in my deck. So just as a quick reminder, that means I'm going to be shuffling my discard pile into a new deck and then continuing to draw from there.
Let's see if you get that wolf form.
I hope I do, Pep, because then I might be able to end this game with a victory. All right, I've drawn up my 3 cards, and I'm ready for my next turn. Unfortunately, no wolf form. I have a dual-wielding fighter. Not only does she slash you with her longsword, but she also throws an axe at you for a total of 5 damage. Ugh! Take that, wizard.
I will have my revenge.
And after that, she's going shopping. We've got a total of 6 gold here, also known as 4 gold.
Math!
Look, the fighter is brutal, not maybe as intelligent as I'd like her to be. So I could pick up some fire gems, or go after this cult priest or man-at-arms. I think my fighter is drawn to other fighters. She's going to bring this man of war into her company, and all of this will go to my discard pile.
I think the guy has arms, not war.
Did I say man of war?
Twice.
Okay. Sorry, it's the man-at-arms. He doesn't bring war, he brings his arms with him. Into the marketplace, we've got a spark. That sounds kind of magical for you, Pep. Speaking of which, it's your turn.
Well, that's really sparked my interest, so I'm going to ignite you for 2 damage.
All right, well, I'll take that.
Now I got 3 more gold in my hand as well as this fire gem for a total buying power of 5.
We have a lot of things here that cost 6, so you're limited again, Pep.
Well, I've already picked up 1 red card, so I better go with this cult priest first.
I feel like you're forming some kind of cult here, Pep.
Maybe.
Let's draw another card for the market. This one costs 1. Ooh, you could afford this.
And it's another red card. Death Touch. Love it.
You're taking it?
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
So we'll replace that. Now, Pep, you have an option here because you could discard this, or rather sacrifice it to get 3 combat.
Yeah, and I still get to use the buying power.
That's right. In fact, you've already have used it.
No, I still have 1 left.
Oh, that's right. You had 5. Again.
Math.
Right. Something here sparking your interest?
I think so.
All right, why don't you take that, and I'll replace it. And Death Cultist.
Another one.
Something else for you to add.
If only I could afford it. Ah, this fire gem is really heating up in my hand, burning a hole in my pocket, so I'm just going to throw it at you, and it explodes for 3 damage.
And when you sacrifice this, it'll go back to the pile here. All right, I'll take the damage. I'd like to get my shield bearer back out here to protect me. And hey, look who decided to show up after cleaning the burns off of his clothing. It's my shield bearer. And Pep, I'm sorry to do it, but I'm going to assume my wolf form and do 8 damage to you and force you to discard a card.
I'll just discard 1 of these gold.
All right, I'm chipping away at this wizard. For gold, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and like Pep, the option to sacrifice this for 3 more damage. Pep, you know what's better than 1 man-at-arms? 2 man-at-arms. I'm going to take another one, and I'll have 1 gold left, which I cannot spend on anything.
Perfect.
I'm actually not going to expend my fire gem because I've been collecting a lot of combat and not a lot of money, and I'm worried I'll need some for later. And just to give you a sense of it, once again, I've gone through my entire deck already. I only have 2 cards in my hand, so I'll be shuffling and drawing back up 3. And Pep, back over to your turn.
All right, first up, I drew into my Death Cultist, and I will expend him for 2 damage.
So I'll take 2 damage?
No, I still need to get through your shield bearer.
The shield bearer left so quickly last time, I forgot I even had him there.
But don't worry, I've got my fire staff to finish it off.
Fair enough. So the shield bearer leaves the field once again.
Unfortunately, again, I didn't draw any actions with my fire staff, so I won't get its special effect. But I do have 2 buying power with my spell component pouch. And I think I'm just going to buy that other Death Cultist.
Yeah, I'm convinced here, Pep. I think you are forming some kind of wizarding cult. And we've got Elven Curse has appeared. So Pep, your turn is over, and your champion is now prepared again.
He's always prepared.
Well, this is going to look familiar, because once again, I've drawn into my longsword and my throwing axe. for a total of 5 damage, 3 of which I will have to assign to the Death Cultist. So die, Death Cultist.
That's what he's named for.
And I'll do 2 damage to Pep. Or, what was it, Demetrius? Demetrius. And I have 3 buying power. The perfect amount to pick up this Elven Curse.
One of us is going with a lot of red, the other with a lot of green.
I have a little bit of yellow as well.
All right, Rodney, you're next.
Oh, it's the death threat. I'm going to take 1 damage here, and you're going to need to draw a card.
Oh, it looks like I drew into a little bit more damage, too. 2 ignites and a spark.
Okay, well, I'll remove some health here.
And you have to discard a card.
Ooh, all right, well, I'll discard this single gold.
I also got my perfection again, and I'm going to use him along with 1 gold to get 2 buying power, which I'm going to use for a little bit of influence.
So Pep, you've picked up another red card, and from the market, we've found Nature's Bounty.
And that ends my turn.
The cat ran away, but as cats do, it came back. That's a champion, so you get to keep it out there. Well, I'm going to bring out my Man-at-Arms. He'll be able to do 2 damage, and when I expend him, he'll do another 1 damage for each other guard that I have in play. And guess what I drew? My other Man-at-Arms.
Whoa!
And I think it makes sense to expend both of those, so that's going to give me a total of 6 damage to do to Pep. All right, a little bit more damage on the wizard. And the nice thing is, these are, again, both guards, so they'll stick around to absorb damage from Pep. And I do have a little bit of buying power. Unfortunately, only 3, not enough to buy what's out here in the market. But I think I will pick up a fire gem with that. So these will be discarded, but again, the guards will stay in play. My fighter is gathering an army around her.
This seems like the perfect time to use my special ability. Kaboom! Fireball!
The fireball, I forgot about that.
4 damage to each of your champions and to you. And that's exactly enough to kill both of them.
Yep, they're both stunned. They'll go in my discard pile.
I like that it's actually stun and not destroy or kill. I imagine I just knock them over and they need to recover.
My entire army keeps getting singed by your fireballs. All right, well, I'll take the 4 damage to my fighter as well. And this was sacrificed, so it's gone from play.
It's gone forever. Might as well just rip it up.
This is not a legacy game.
All right, and for the 3rd time, Fire Staff with no action cards.
Okay, so 1 damage.
And I've also got my Cult Priest now, as well as 3 buying power. So my Cult Priest can be used for either buying power or damage. I kind of just need to make my mind up here.
Right, because you also have your cat you can use as well.
Yes, so I could get up to 5 buying power, which looks like something that I want to do.
Really? Okay, so you're going to expend both of those?
I am.
And what are you picking up?
I'm picking up the Guild Mage. Yes, Miros, the wise and powerful and defensive.
He's got a lot of qualities. And we've just drawn out Varric. He has some small print here. I'll tell you what he says. When expended, he allows you to take a champion from your discard pile and put him on top of your deck.
All right, that ends my turn, and I will prepare my champions.
As we start my turn, I am going to pass things off to you guys, but first I want to show you what I have in my hand so you can help me decide what I'm going to do. In terms of gold, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. With the option to sacrifice this for 3 combat points. However, I also will be able to turn into wolf form, doing 8 points of damage, forcing Pep to discard a card. And if I sacrifice this, it also says the target opponent discards a card. I don't think I want to get rid of that wolf form just yet, but we still have some options here around the damage, because we can choose to either do this directly to Pep, or to knock out 1 or both of his familiars.
And don't forget, you have a couple special abilities you can use too.
Right, there's my Crushing Blow for a one-time value of 8 damage, and I can spend 2 gold and expend this to always do 2 damage. At the end of this video, after we say our goodbyes, on screen I'll put close-ups again of what I had in my hand, what's in the market, Pep's remaining health, and so on.
Yeah, and what I've got out on my field as well. Let's see if you can defeat the cult of the cat.
Cat worshipping cult. That's too perfect. And if you have a suggestion for what I should do for my turn, let me know in the comments below. And if you like what someone says, give them a thumbs up. If you don't like it, propose your own suggestion. Maybe someone will vote for that. Whichever one gets the most votes, that's what we'll come back and do. But until the next episode, thanks for watching. There'll also probably be a couple of bloopers at the end too, I think. This has been a ridiculous recording. And Wizard, these have a couple of cards that you actually start with face up on the table, right? And this is
Pet McDonald, and we're here to play Hero Realms.
That's right. I almost wasn't sure if you remembered.
I know.
It's right here in front of us.
Right here.
Yeah. Hey everyone, welcome to Watch It Played. My name is Rodney Smith, and
Pet McDonald.
yeah, and in the tutorial video for Hero Realms, we talked about how to play the game, because that's what you do in the tutorial video. Okay. Yeah, and we did a video for this teaching you how to play, and in that they talk about. I know. You remember when you did that tutorial video?
You guys did a video for this.
Not just any Hero Realms, though. Special Hero Realms.
All right.
Yeah, all right. So why don't we go to the table and see exactly how those work first? Do you not agree with me?
Let's do it.
Okay, good. There we go. All right.